Hello, heavy metallurgy. I'm back, and this time I've got a real barn burner and a page turner of an album. We are lighting it up with Mean Mistreater. Stick around, you do not want to miss this one. Welcome back, everybody, and I'm pleased to be covering the new album from Austin, Texas's Mean Mistreater. The album is called Do or Die and comes out on Dying Victims Production, February 21st. This is the band's sophomore effort, coming out just 1 year after their fantastic debut that I also reviewed here on Heavy Metallurgy. So I was pretty surprised to see the band was already back with a new album of material. I was interested to see what they could do with this one, and let's not bury the lead. They absolutely stay on track, playing some blazing new wave of traditional heavy metal, pulling no punches, good high energy stuff that's lots of fun, plenty rowdy, and just pushes all the right buttons for this particular style. Couple of things to note about the album, though. I'm using the album term generously here. Do or Die has 8 tracks, but clocks in at under 27 minutes. So we're kind of starting to get below the, Rain and Blood line there, which is getting kind of dangerous. It would have behooved the band, I think, to have included one more song and just get it a little closer to the 30-minute mark. I do appreciate the fact that a lot of these bands in recent years have been keeping the album length shorter. They're not filling it out with a lot of unnecessary songs or ideas that are maybe only half done. I'd rather have a short album full of great songs than a longer album padded out with average stuff. Nevertheless, 26 minutes feels a little bit short, so maybe next time we go for a 9th song to round it out. But nevertheless, whether it's 8 songs or 9, whether it's 26 minutes or 30, the album is packed full of fantastic stuff. They get off to a hot start with album opener Killer Red, which shows the band doing what they do best, which is short, compact, and highly energetic traditional heavy metal. So yeah, this album opener is very emblematic of Mean Mistreater's style. They've got a very blue-collar, kind of street-level feel. There's nothing fancy or flowery going on here whatsoever. You very much get the feeling that the lead vocalist, Janiece Gonzalez, could probably beat you up and take your lunch money if she wanted to. This is someone who is not fooling around, and neither is the rest of the band. They're getting down to business and delivering the goods really fast. Something I like with all of these songs is that the guitars are always looking for a chance to break out. So, as you heard there, yeah, guitarists Quentin and Alex, they're always looking for a chance to drop in a really fast, sharp lead. They're not doing like wanky, show-offy stuff that you'd associate with like a European power metal style of lead. This is just, no frills, straightforward, but still very dazzling. Really high energy, which gives the guitar work a great impact, and they'll look to break out those leads any chance they can to cram it into the structure of the song, and it works fantastic. Meanwhile, the rhythm section of Terry and Theron, while they're not doing anything fancy, they're doing exactly what they need to, always making sure the songs stay up-tempo, nice and tight, and plenty of energy. They're not letting the songs drag or get boring in any way. Not that they have much time to. Only one song on the album hits the 4-minute mark. But again, the band knows how to get in, deliver the goods, and move on to the next track. And we hear this across lots of tracks. Personal favorite on the album is probably the title track, Do or Die. On this one, again, Janiece really shines. I love her vocal style and delivery. It's tough, but it's not like overly gruff or gravelly or anything. She's not trying to sound overly dramatic or whatsoever. She's just belting out really solid tunes. And she does so with a really strong sense of authenticity. When you start listening to some of the lyrics, they're pretty standard heavy metal lyrics. In the wrong hands, lines like, I hate this job, I'm ready for the weekend, would come across sounding extremely blasé and kind of cheesy. But when Janiece sings that, you get the feel that, yeah, she really is sick and tired, fed up with whatever job she's working, and just wants to go cut loose and party for a while on the weekend. But her idea of partying is probably to, have beer and hit the local pool hall, not, doing some kind of, fancy frou-frou party or, frat get together or anything like that. Again, the band's got, a very down-to-earth vibe about them that I like a lot.
On the loose, we can't betray you, we will lose. Hit the clutch, breath, I can't take no more. We ride to the night.
And while this album is pretty short, they still manage to display a bit of variety among the tracks. Not everyone is just a heads down, fist banging rager. They've got some slower mid-paced tracks which grind away pretty well. Tracks like Road Dogs are perfect for this and kind of exemplifies the band's ethos, I think, really nicely. The last couple of songs are also a bit slower, a little moodier. You hear this on the excellent Three of Swords, for example. So yeah, it's nice to hear that the band can change gears and that they've got, more than one trick up their sleeve. They're not just making every song about partying on the weekend and banging your head. They can change tempos, they can change moods, and still deliver really strong songs, even in those particular styles. So it works out really fantastic. If I had to nitpick about these, I do wish, however, maybe they had a little stronger track towards the end of the album. The album closer, Release the Wolf, is a really good song, but it might have been nice if they'd went out with something just a little bit stronger, save one of those top-notch bangers so that the album goes out on a huge note, the same way they started it with the excellent Killer Red. So yeah, it's a short review, but it's a short album. Nevertheless, it is really high-quality stuff. There is a lot of traditional heavy metal coming out early in 2025. I strongly recommend you do not overlook this particular album. I'm hoping it doesn't get buried in the slew of things that are getting set to release in late February. I've been checking out lots of these albums, and there are several good ones, but the Mean Mistreater album absolutely is the leader of this particular pack. So do not miss a chance to check this out. It's time to do or die. All right, since this was a short review, let's do not one, but two Call to Arms. I mentioned a moment ago, there's a lot of great traditional metal coming out early this year, so let's shout out two things that have already dropped in January. First off, we'll stay in this great state of Texas, but move from Austin over to Fort Worth. Ironjaw is back after 5 years and has released their second album, Cursed. This is Randy Cook and company releasing another strong outing of Judas Priest-flavored heavy metal. There's no denying the influence. It was strong on the debut album, and it's still present. They're doing that kind of classic mid-'80s Judas Priest sound. Think Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of the Faith era. And yeah, Rick Perry, Randy, and the rest of the gang are still doing this extremely well. So if you've enjoyed what they've done before, you'll definitely enjoy the new album Cursed as well. All right, and Call to Arms number 2. This time we are going to leave Texas and head over to Europe for a Italian band that's been around for a number of years but have just released their debut album in January, this one on Fighter Records. The band is called Crimson Storm, and the album is called Living on the Bad Side. This one, looking at the cover art and the title, might leave folks a tad confused, but the name Crimson Storm should invoke fantastic memories of Thundersteel-era Riot, and I'll be damned if that's not what the band is going for here. So, album cover may make it look a little more polished, possibly even glammy, and again, the album title also feels like it could lean that way. But most of the tracks on this are straightforward, great power metal classics, really taking a page from Mark Reale's playbook in the late 80s and early 90s with the Thundersteel and Privilege of Power era of classic Riot. One thing that distinguishes Crimson Storm from the Thundersteel era, though, is vocalist Pal Corias. He's got a much kind of, gruffer, a little more bombastic voice, which takes a little getting used to, but it does give the music a unique character. He is not your typical power speed metal vocalist by any means, but he's able to belt the songs out with really strong conviction, and it works pretty well. It just may not be what you're expecting the first time that you hit the play button. The best material on Crimson Storm's album is definitely the faster set of material. The faster songs showcase, great dynamic guitar playing, strong leads, and just a really strong sense of melody. These are catchy songs that you want to play at full speed and high level.
All your dreams, thoughts that are meant to revive. You better forget it, 'cause you're meant to die.
There are a few songs on the album that kind of rein it in for more of a mid-paced, more melodic and slightly accessible approach. Those are not the strongest tracks on the album. They're certainly not bad. It shows a different side to the band, but it feels like, again, they're maybe showing off a little versatility. Those tracks don't connect quite as well for me personally, at least. But overall, it's still a really impressive debut album. And with song titles like Speed Hammering Metal and Head Fucker, you know that they're not going to mess around too much. These are going to be very fast, up-tempo, and really great chance to just bang your head, put the pedal to the metal, and accelerate on down the road while listening to Crimson Storm. All right, that is everything that I've got for this time. Again, a lot more great traditional heavy metal albums coming out in the near future, so stay tuned to Heavy Metallurgy. We'll probably be covering some more of those in the weeks that lie ahead. Late February, early March timeframe is loaded with a lot of great releases. You don't want to miss out on what's coming out, so stay here on the channel, see what I and my fellow reviewers are going to be talking about to help you know where to spend your money, what things to order, what things to save your pennies for. Until next time, everybody take care, and as always, keep banging your head.
Striking the cedar, the sunset coming back. Sirens are breaking.